gonna go to Jesse's house, and then we're gonna go to the science museum. I'm gonna talk about science. You guys like science? Freaking I like science. Let me see if I can get some cool B-roll. I forgot my little key fob in my room. I'm gonna have to go get that. Hi, Ruby! Ruby, you're not supposed to be up here. Go downstairs, Ruby. I got my key fob. Now I can go to Jesse's house. In case you guys are wondering why I always lose everything or forget stuff, you should check out my ADHD video. I just made it last week. It's great. Watch this. I'm putting my shoes on standing up. I did it. I'll just do B-roll over here. I know I'm really good at doing B-roll. I'm also going to be like 10 minutes late. If you hadn't clicked it yet, click this little link and watch my video about ADHD. It's very exciting. Just find a good song. Alright, we are at Jesse's house. That's his house right there. Whoop, whoop. Interesting fact, that's my old car. I sold it to Jesse for $500. I had that thing for like 7 years. I bought this car so I could live in it. Check out the link if you want to see that video. Also, we're going to the Science Museum. In Jesse's car, I took all the seats out of this one because I live in it. Whoa, I almost just died, you guys. Do 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 do. Ba 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 da. Hello. Hi, kitty cat. Oh. What up, dude? This is my friend Jesse.
Just getting dressed, you know.
It has a low cut limiter, so it cuts out all like the
a low pass filter.
Why are you in your room in the dark?
I just don't like to see things.
Do you have a belt I can borrow? I forgot my belt. My pants are falling off.
Maybe. Why didn't you bring one?
Oh, I forgot a bunch of stuff, Jesse, okay?
Can you hear it? That right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, I've never heard that before.
We are here. Yeah, you gotta do circle so you can see everything. See that?
I want food. Let's go.
Alright, let's go. Oh, frick, check this out. Whoa. We are inside the tugboat. This is like the quietest place I found. That's the Mississippi River right there. You can't see Minneapolis, it's like behind us. Okay, apparently Minneapolis is behind that white building right there. Like the big thing in science right now. Journal Nature published this like a week or two ago. The London patient is what they're calling him. He had HIV. They have really good like antiretrovirus drugs that you can use to treat AIDS, so it like suppresses the virus. But this guy, he had a bone marrow transplant from someone with the, what's it called, CCR5 gene. There's two different types of HIV viruses. The HIV-1 attaches to the CCR4 receptor and the CCR5 co-receptor. Maybe like 100,000 people out there with a mutation. I think it's called CCR5 change 32. It's the little triangle symbol. It's resistant to the HIV-1 virus, where the virus is unable to bond to the cell.
So somebody with that initially just can never contract HIV?
Yeah, one strain of it. I might not have this right, but I think the original Berlin patient, which was about 12 years ago, he had both strands of HIV, and he was cured of one of them.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but this guy, he only had one strand, and he was cured from that because of his bone marrow transplant. The reason why he was able to get a bone marrow transplant is because he also had a cancer. And so he got the transplant for the cancer,
Oh, man.
but also the donor had this mutation. That's what cured him of his HIV. The surgery transplant was done about 18 months ago, and so he's been free of the HIV virus for about 18 months now. They call it a cure because they're pretty positive that it's gone. That's really exciting. And then the other thing too, that mutation is the same mutation in Nana and Lulu, who were the first two gene-edited human in China.
So what does that mean?
The CCR5 gene. It's a very well-studied gene. The mutation is actually where they've actually lost a few segments of DNA. So this guy is one of the original people who discovered the CRISPR-Cas9 enzyme, which is the enzyme that cuts out different DNA segments. And so the interesting thing with these twins, as far as genetically engineering their germline, it was a less risky procedure because they're not adding DNA, they're just cutting it out. The Cas9 enzyme is very specific. There's other people coming up
back
here.
inside.
So, hey, let us come down quick, you guys. Oh, focus.
Ready?
Now you can do it, yeah.
Well, this is actually really relaxing.
It's so fun.
It makes my ears tickle. It's like a massage, dude. Oh boy.
So my buddy Larry, I do have friends, and he's real. It's not his actual name. Anyways, he was telling me about this thing called blood doping, which is when athletes take blood cells out of their blood multiple times and they store them before they have a giant match or performance. They put them all back inside their body, which doubles or triples their oxygen capacity. Is that interesting?
Yeah, it is.
That's interesting. Anyways, I told Larry I would put that in my video.
Yeah.
As you can see, this is an artery right here. That's what your blood actually looks like. I don't think so. This past weekend was the Demo 1 test mission of the SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft. SpaceX has been sending the Dragon spacecraft as a cargo spacecraft to the International Space Station for a while. They just completed the test flight for having live humans in it. For the first time since 2011, we'll be sending astronauts to the space station from United States. The other thing that's cool is that it's the first crewed spacecraft to be designed for 40 years. The Russian Soyuz, that was made a long time ago. The first crewed mission is going to be in a couple of months, hopefully. Jesse, what do you think about SpaceX?
What do you want to know?
Did you see the crew demo
No.
mission?
No, what?
We're going to actually launch astronauts from America since 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
To the space station?
the
Are
Soyuz.
there people up there right now?
Yeah, the Russian Soyuz that we use now was designed 40 years ago. SpaceX is a commercial operation. It's not like a government entity is sending astronauts. Right. It's an actual commercial company. The next step, according to Elon Musk, is to build a spaceport on the moon where we can send rockets to Mars. When it snows, you put your wipers up like this. That way, they don't freeze to your windshield.
That's not why that happened, though. That happened because I try to remove ice from my windshield with them.
If you guys have not seen the Falcon 9 launch demonstration, You guys got to go see that, okay? The booster rockets that SpaceX has are self-landing. The rocket goes up in space and then it separates with the payload, whatever that is, like the satellite or whatever. Then the booster falls back to Earth. On the Falcon 9 launch, the boosters landed back on the launch pad. There's like 2 separate launch pads away from the actual launch pad that they landed on. The middle booster, the second stage booster, that landed on a drone ship in the middle of the ocean called Of Course I Still Love You. So now SpaceX, they're working on what they are calling the Big Falcon rocket, which is kind of a pun on words. If you don't get the joke, it's fine. New planets. There's only 8 normal planets. Now, Pluto is classified as a dwarf planet. I don't know how many dwarf planets are, but there's a bunch of dwarf planets now. There's some in like the asteroid belt and some in the Jupiter belt. And then beyond that, it's, I don't know, it's like a void cloud. There's like all these like ice things outside of our solar reach. I don't know what it's called. I'll put it right here when I figure out what it's called.
How many times do you do that on average? In a
I don't know. Computer learning. Go is like a Chinese game, alright? It's
that hyper chess thing?
Yeah, it's like checker chess thing like on steroids. There's like 1 billion trillion different like outcomes.
Yep.
Instead of like feeding different algorithms into a computer, what they do is they take hundreds of thousands of AlphaGo games and then they compute them into this learning algorithm, which creates its own rules to analyze all these different plays and stuff. The interesting thing is that the computer, which was created by Google as part of their DeepMind company, it beat like the world master of Go. It has application in all sorts of stuff.
Well, so the thing is that this was, so the first time a computer beat somebody at chess, the computer just knew every possible chess move that existed. Yeah. The way they taught the computer how to beat somebody at Go was by teaching it how to learn its opponent's strategy.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if you guys do you have an intelligent camera in your smartphone?
No, I don't have that.
Huawei, I don't want to get started talking about Huawei, you guys. Okay, if a company makes better phones that are better priced, we're gonna buy them. Okay, Huawei is the second largest phone manufacturer in the world. Okay, this phone that I have, the Huawei Mate 10 Pro, was the first phone to ever have an intelligent camera. When you're taking a picture of food at night, of snow, of people, of dogs, cats, animals, you get like a little icon that pops up and it's like, hey, you're taking a picture of food. It adjusts the camera to make pictures of food nice. Dermatology. You can get apps on your phone, or you take a picture of your moles on your skin, and your phone will process what your mole looks like and tell you if you're going to have cancer or not. And there's all sorts of disclaimers about this, like you shouldn't trust it because it's just the machine, it's not like a professional person. However, the phone apps used for detecting cancerous moles actually have a higher detection rate than going to a dermatologist.
Wow. So why haven't they just had that technology?
Well, I mean, that's basically what they're doing now. It stinks that you go to school for 8 years, you become a dermatologist. Now, thinking computers are taking over your job. Automation, too, because your machines are only able to move to this one specific location, come over here, pick up something that's, correctly positioned for the arm. Whereas now they're starting to get into machines that can actually think and feel, where they can, connect, hose fittings and wires. That's it. That's all I want to talk about. I'll share more science news with you guys as it becomes available to me.
Yeah.